Hi, everybody. It's Lori from Lori's Resourceful Treasures. I'm here today and I am going to bring you some new and different things that I have been doing. I haven't been making a whole lot of stuff for this last week, but just working on a few things. Some are some patterns that I purchased, and I will let you know where I bought the pattern from and how easy it is, and go from there. First off, look at what concert I went to. Charity Gale, I Speak Jesus. If she's in your area, highly recommend. What a bunch of energy she has. And, we lifted the name of Jesus and it was a great concert. So if you ever can get to see her, highly recommend it. It was great. So, anyway, back to OCC, back to what I'm doing. So, first off, we get these dolls, and sometimes the dolls are kind of plain, not very fancy, and doesn't have extra things. And I've talked to people about, hey, what do you put with the dolls? What can we do? And someone gave me the idea that Dollar Tree has bottles that you can buy with it. So that's a great idea. So what I did is I started out, this is a Dollar Tree doll, and I took a shirt, and this is the sleeve. So I hemmed it on each end and then tied it shut. Kind of gives it a blanket look. Looks okay. I'm not thinking this was the best fabric to use, but it was an old shirt and I wanted to practice on this one. So that's what I did there. Just very simple. And if you didn't want to hem it with a sewing machine, you could even do it with hot glue around. So very simple, very easy, gives it just a little bit of an extra thing. Then I went a step further, and the next one I did the same shirt, same kind of idea, but I did elastic here. And then it stays on better, looks better. Plus, I made a little hat. Isn't that the cutest thing ever? I just wanted to pretty it up. And so this is the actual sleeve of the shirt. And, it has the cuff, and it fits around the head really nice. And I just tied it. I didn't sew this at all. Didn't do anything, just cut it, tied this around, and there she is. I just love that. That was, I thought, was a good thing. Plus, had a little extra fabric, so I decided to make up a little pillow. Don't really want to take up too much room in the box with this kind of stuff, but thought that was cute. So then I took some different fabric, and then I had this one. This is a pattern that I got, and I will post who I bought it from. But it has a lining, and you can see that the lining is actually that same shirt. So there it is, and there is the little blanket like, and then it's velcroed. So some velcro on, and then it just wraps around and velcros, and then she's got a little blanket. I love that one. Then I went and got this fabric, and this was it was a pillowcase, quilted pillowcase. And so it was old. It was from a garage sale, I think. And so I just cut it up. I really didn't have to do much to it. I did use some fabric lining. It's soft. And so the baby's in there, and you just wrap it around. I did do it a hair bigger than the actual pattern, because for these dolls, they're 8 inches, which is what the pattern said for. But with her arms, it seemed to take up a little more room because they stick out. So I did that, and then the pillow I did a little more like a real pillow, and that matched the lining. So that is what I was working on this week. I am doing some of my fleece little buddies, and I will show you them on the next video. But what I wanted to concentrate on today was where I get my stuff. It is very time consuming to find product when you are the OCC leader. You want to use your money well, You don't want to go out and buy $10 dresses or, well, you could, but that would use up all the funds. So, we're working so hard at fundraising and doing different things that I want to use the money wisely. So I am looking all the time, found some different companies that I haven't ordered from yet, and I don't want to mention them or promote them yet, because just because they have the cheap price doesn't mean they're a good company. So and some of them you do have to buy in bulk. So that is an issue too. So one of the companies that I work with and I have been doing is Whatnot. Not sure if you heard of it. A lot of people haven't heard of it. It is an auction site. You get on and you watch videos of people promoting their stuff. And some of it goes really fast, and they're like, okay, 5 seconds, do you want to bid on this item? And so you decide if you want to bid or not. Some of them are slower, and like they give you 30 seconds to decide if you want to bid. But as you're thinking, people are bidding. So the price, will go up if you wait too long. And then when the time runs out, that's the person that wins the bid. So what I do is when I go to a show, I think about how much do I want to spend on an item. And I normally do not want to spend over $1 a piece on an item. So I'm going to show you a few things that I've gotten that have really been worked out well. So first one that I just absolutely love this, and I think the boys will love it, are these binoculars. So a lot of times the shows will have bulk items. So this was a pack of 20 binoculars. Has a case, has a cleaning pad, and then it came in a box. So I actually spent $13 on 20 of them, but then I had to pay shipping. So shipping was $9.21. So like $21, $22, I got 20 binoculars, which I thought was an absolute steal. The thing is, when you go to these shows, they don't always have the same items. So you're maybe going and they don't have anything that you want to bid on. It is a waiting game. It is, you go in, you watch the shows. I've kind of gotten the shows that I know will have items that I am looking for. I can get a lot of rubber bands. This was 150 pieces, and I got it for $12. So that was a steal. And then I could buy more things for the shipping cost. So the shipping was spread out between a whole bunch of hair items. This was, I think, a 20 pack. And those were some clips, cute clips. And then this one was also 20, and it was bows, little clip bows with the alligator clip. So I got that. And so there's a lot of hair items that you can purchase. Sometimes the hair pieces are $1 a piece. This one I got a little less than $1 a piece because it was 20 for $12. But you got to kind of judge what you're buying and how much you're spending, because you can get carried away on this program. Sometimes it is a variety box. You get a whole bunch of different things. I kind of like those because you're getting a bunch of fun things. And so, like this was in a box, the popper. And then I got this in there, a little hat, like almost like a towel, but just for the head. They could use it at, if they're swimming or something. Thought that was cute. And then this was a tic-tac-toe game that I got in a box. Shoelaces. Why not? They could use it for whatever they needed to use it for. And then also little play pack, stickers, colors. Got those in a box. So I got a lot more. It comes in either a medium or large priority box. So you get a lot of stuff most of the time. You have to watch what they're putting in it. And some of them like to do mystery, which sometimes has worked out, sometimes doesn't. So you have to watch what they're putting in there. It is quick. It is, but I enjoy it. I love getting on there. I love watching for deals because I have gotten a lot of deals. And yes, I get a lot of stuff. And my poor postal lady is probably, oh, I need to tip her because she's bringing me a lot of boxes. My husband always goes, "Oh, you got a white box today." And it's like, yes, because I know it's for OCC and I know it's for a good cause. So really, that's pretty much my working this week. We do have VBS starting tomorrow. And so I will be posting about how that goes. We are in the mission room and we are going to promote OCC. And we got, a bunch of coloring stuff planned. They're going to pack boxes. They're going to color their boxes. They're going to do some activities. It's just going to be fun. We got a tree set up, a Christmas tree. And so on the Christmas tree, and I'll post a picture later, but on the tree, I've got some ornaments from OCC, but I took the bookmarks. You know how you get so many bookmarks and people are like, I don't need all these bookmarks. I punched a hole in it and I hung them on the tree. It looks fabulous. So, be resourceful and, use the stuff up that you got. I also did those little boxes that I showed you on the previous video, and I put those in the tree, and we have lights on it. So, it makes it fun for them. And if they tear off the bookmark, oh, well, it doesn't matter, does it? So, I'll report more on that. But you know what? Love and life, because God saved mine.